Hello, everybody, and welcome to Spill the RT. I'm here with Josh Stein. Hello, Josh. How are you today?
Hello, I'm doing well, Emma. What's going on with you?
Sure, I'm crack-a-lackin'. I'm crack-a-lackin'. People are all over the place listening to all of the media at the moment, and we've got loads and loads and loads of things to spill today. My tea is brewed, and
Mine too.
it's not steaming because it's cold. It's actually just a cup of Coke, but that's okay. Let's not foil our imaginations, shall we?
See, I don't fake things. I have iced tea, but it is tea.
It is
I'm
tea.
not a
Okay,
faker.
you
I
got
don't
you got
present
it.
something.
Well, you see, babe, I'm all the way towards the end of the day, and I am in need of any
Ah,
level of caffeine that I can do. Whereas you're at the beginning of your day, so you have a whole load of caffeine to caffeinate you.
but wouldn't you think there's actually more caffeine in the Coke than in the tea?
There is, yes. But in order for me to get through this very tedious exercise, Josh, it's very difficult. I need to get as much caffeine, and then I have to face all of our new
I,
collective artists in our monthly sharing after this too. So
I,
we've got a whole lot going on.
I feel so sorry for you, pet.
You
It
should.
must be so difficult.
Pet, you're
Must be
calling
so
me pet.
difficult.
See how you just bet me to it. I
See, what that's called a preemptive strike. That's how you do that shit.
All right, okay. You're too inclined with all of those politics over there. We need to get you back to the real world.
Ah. So, you
Hmm.
want to know what's going on this week?
I do. I want to know what's brewing. What's
All
happening?
right. This is a crazy week, folks. I didn't plan it this way, but it's gone off in all different kinds of ways. So this week, Frida Kahlo condos. Say that three times fast. Frida Kahlo condos. Frida Kahlo condos. Nope. Frida Kahlo condos. Couldn't
You
do it.
tripping? You tripping?
The oldest rock art has now been found yet again, pushing back another 18,000 years. A group of friends walked into a mall and stayed for 4 years. New documentary. The first $10 million Super Bowl ads, and more tea about the Super Bowl, apparently. You said you've got some stuff.
We all
And,
got stuff.
and, and this is the kicker. AI agents go completely weird on this place called Maltbook. Wait till I tell you about this one. This is some crazy fucking shit. All that and a brand new guest are up next as we spill the art tea. Welcome to episode 74.
74, feeling like we're gonna hit the floor at some point. No, no, never, no,
And
never.
we're almost to the 2 year mark. Not quite there, right? It's like 6 weeks or so, I think, from now, but we're
No.
definitely getting close.
What's the second year anniversary wedding present?
Isn't it like wood or something?
Oh,
Wood or crystal? I don't know. This is not really my forte. Every time I had to do this in the past, back when I was married, I would just type in what am I supposed to do, and then it would give me a list of
okay. It's
possible
not
things.
wood that I want from you, babe. I tell you that much right now.
You're a newlywed. You better not be wanting any wood from anybody other than
Excuse me. Excuse me. We're already in 3 minutes and you're already being so profane. Profane?
oh my
Profane. Profound,
profound.
profound, profound.
Profound.
I
I am
went for the
always profound.
profound and then I went into profane. So it's profound. You're
I
profound.
like it. How
Yeah.
about we bring on our
Let's
guest?
bring her on. It's all the way from Ireland, but also living in London with us very fancy people. It is Sorcha Morgan. Come on down. Hey, girl.
Hiya! Hello.
Hello.
She's bringing the energy. I'm loving it. How are you, Sorcha? What's happening?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, lads. I'm buzzing to be here.
Not at
Thanks
all,
for
not at
being here.
all. Has your week been was your bit has your week been brewing? Has there anything to spill?
I have no idea what day it is, to be honest with you. I'm
That's
in this
okay.
kind of blur where it could be Monday, it could be a day that doesn't exist. I'm just kind of going at this point.
Well, Pet, it's
Nice.
Wednesday, just so you know,
Oh,
so it's all
thank
clear.
you.
Yeah, it's Wednesday. We're recording on
Okay.
Wednesday for our release tomorrow on Thursday, just in case people were trying to catch us out there. But yes, there you are. You are currently in Wednesday in your future self.
Yes. But I don't think anyone thinks we actually go live.
Well, they don't know. The tea
No,
has been
we've said
spilt.
before. No, we've said before that you don't want us to go live. Trust me,
No,
folks.
you
It's not
don't.
that pretty. You really
No,
don't. That's why
no.
the B rolls get made because it's not always pretty behind the scenes. But the show must go on. So shall we go? Are we ready?
Let's make it happen. Into the first story.
Okay. Off we go to Miami. So let me ask you this. Do you think that Frida Kahlo would ever be interested in, let's say, owning a condo?
Okay. For those of you who don't know what a condo is, it's an apartment. that those people
Well,
not have it in America?
a townhouse or an apartment that you own rather than rent. Yeah, it's called a
Uh-huh.
condominium in the United States.
Okay.
So, do you think that Frida Kahlo would ever have had interest in even owning a condo of her own?
I wonder would she have been in a position to own one of her own?
It's an interesting question. The reason I'm
Mm.
asking is there's a whole new 14-story building open up. That's the Frida Kahlo condos, condominiums in Miami, of
Mm.
course. For those that don't know, if you are on the conservative side of the United States and you want to retire to someplace warm, you go to one of two places, Texas or Florida. And so Miami obviously is in Florida. And so lots and lots of people with lots and lots of money are moving there. And Frida Kahlo's now, that's the face, that's the side of the building. That is the Frida Kahlo condo complex. Say that 3
Mm.
times fast.
Frida
Frida
Kahlo Condo
Kahlo
Complex, Frida
condos.
Kahlo Condo Complex, Frida Kahlo Condo. God damn it, you lost me on the last
You
one.
almost did that. I need to try Frida Kahlo condos complex. Frida Kahlo condos complex. Frida Kahlo condos complex. Yes, beat you,
Ah!
beat you both. Excellent. Get feckin' in there, in it. Well, I must say that if I get my face on the side of a building, I don't know if that's going to be a sign of success or not. But I mean, why wouldn't you want this face?
Wanted.
Visage, wanted.
Well,
Ha
I,
ha
I
ha!
mean, I don't know if you know,
Hilarious.
you both know the backstory about Kahlo, right? Like
Of
she was
course.
hurt in a car accident. She spent many years in bed, right? Like I wouldn't say died in poverty, but certainly was not well off by the time
Mm,
she died. Diego Rivera, her husband, had much bigger success, no pun intended, with the murals that he did during the lifetime. Since she has since died, she has obviously exploded into popular culture and is seen as like a feminist icon. And that too is part of this issue. Is like, is this really being an icon of feminism to have your face put on a building where it's just about selling housing
mm.
to people?
Well, especially when they're the starting price is £500,000 for one of
Oh yeah.
these places. It's not like, well, I mean, that's
Yeah.
probably pretty average in what bloody housing is at the moment. But it's just a bit crazy, isn't it? And like they do look pretty, but I don't know if it's fair that they would use somebody's artistic identity as a representation of that. Like,
Well,
is the estate going to get anything from it?
oh yeah, that's the whole point. This is a licensed thing from an estate, right? But the
Mm,
estate now is a corporation. It's like, Thomas Kincaid, the painter of light. You remember Kincaid in the 80s and 90s? He had all these
no.
like snowy, it was all these like images of like villages and shit. This
Okay.
like homebound, like Harry Potter's village. Look at this, the snow and the little houses, and it's like it was all painted with this particular way. He was tremendously popular, sold like hundreds of millions of dollars worth of paintings. They ended up literally creating Thomas Kincaid towns where all of the houses looked like a Thomas Kincaid painting. That's what people wanted and bought. And these are
Mm,
$1 million houses that were bought as part of these kinds of housing development. It's like the same thing happened in China,
okay.
right? It's like whole housing developments that are just like, here's 1,000 houses that are all in this style, another 1,000 houses that are in this style. So like the condo in Miami is nothing new in terms of how housing has been sold to people in the United States. This is not how it's done in the rest of the world, I'm assuming, based on your reactions.
No.
No,
You're
we're
looking
looking
at me
at
like,
a house really on this side.
I mean, we have like actually Ireland is very good for this, where they have like really good murals of people who might they might want to pay tribute to or like
sure,
honor, as part of, and they generally do it
yes,
like in graffiti form, or they'll do it as at the side of
yes.
some building that is like an art center or something.
Street art is completely different.
Mm,
Dedication murals are completely different, right? Like in every city in the United States, right, where people, particularly in hip hop culture, people that are in various kinds of subcultures, when they die, throw ups get put up that are like, the whole point is they don't get touched. They sit there as a memorial and it's like
mm,
sacrosanct. You don't violate those murals. So, but that's different. What we're talking about here is commerce. This is literally a 14-story tall mural of her face on the side of the building. And it's
yeah.
intended to be, that's how it's being sold, right? I am living in not just glass line building, but also the Kahlo glass line.
Okay, right. The other question about it is, would it influence you if you had that money and you were interested? Would it influence you to actually buy one of these apartments?
Who are you asking?
Either of you.
I think I think if you're buying one there, you're probably saying, "Oh yeah, no, look, I'm this type of person if I buy there." But I don't think if you actually care about her, you would want to live in there, and you'd spend that money on it. So
Yeah.
it's more money than sense. Again, it reminds me of do you remember when the Barbie movie came out?
Yes.
And there was that post that went viral. I think some post on LinkedIn of the foot coming down, like the
Oh, and
Barbie.
like almost kind of like yeah, I do,
And
yeah,
someone
yeah,
was
and
like,
it's
it should
flat.
have been a partnership with Louis Vuitton or someone. Like someone missed out on a huge branding deal. And
Yeah.
it's like, not everything has to be consumerism. Sometimes things can just be enjoyed, and sometimes things can just be art. And this is like, why am I pointing behind me? But this, sorry, you can have that as a thing for real.
No,
This is an example of
yeah, I totally get that, but like it's also a case of, we live in a society now where branding is everything, advertisement is
Yes.
everything, which we will be talking about later. But it's
Yes.
just like, I still
But that
think, go on, yeah.
I was just thinking, right? The issue is not about any of that. It's more like, would Kahlo want to have her image used this way? And that's the thing, right? Like when the
I
Van
don't think
Gogh
so.
traveling experience is raking in hundreds of millions of dollars a year, the Van Gogh experience is nothing like the Van Gogh life,
No.
right? Van Gogh experienced a horrible life. Now they
Hmm.
turned it into a theme park that you get to walk through, right? It's
Yeah.
not, it's, the
But
whole
even
point here is not,
all of his
um,
immersive work, he's got immersive galleries as well. All of his immersive work, he wouldn't have wanted his artwork to be presented like that.
who knows? I mean, that's the point. At a certain point, like the art, you reach you like you cross a threshold and it doesn't belong to you anymore on any level, and
Mm,
and that could be a good thing, right? Like it belongs to the world in terms of cultural heritage, but
yeah.
that heritage is being used for commerce, and I don't necessarily know that that's the heritage that most artists would want themselves to be connected to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Anyhow,
Anywho,
move
spill that tea and let's go back to prehistoric
well,
time now.
exactly. So speaking of art and how far back we go, they have now identified the world's oldest cave art. This is in Indonesia. Previously, people always think of like Lascaux. Lascaux's not even half the age of this. Indonesia previously was 51,000. Now this is up to 67,800.
Mm,
67,800 years ago, they found the remnant of a hand. The way all this stuff was done was like by spraying ochre onto your hand, and then you take the hand away, and around it would have like the edges of the hand. And so that like what you're looking at is this tiny little remnant. You can see that this the little edges of the hand, the fingers. And that's
yes.
70, almost 70,000 years old. And so
Wow.
this is pretty incredible because it pushes back how far back humans were all over the world. It helps to recalibrate how early they got into the new world. Like it's really like makes a huge change in how anthropology thinks about humans past. Ta-da.
Hmm. Ta-da. It looks like a little dinosaur.
yeah, I thought it was a dinosaur.
No. If you hold up your hand, right? Hold up
Yeah.
your hand and then put it next to what you're seeing, and you can see its spread fingers.
I can see the
Yeah.
spread fingers, but the first thing I saw was the dinosaur. So how do we
Yeah.
know it's not the dinosaur?
Yeah.
Who knows? I doubt it. You're just looking at different kinds of ochres that would have been used. And you're right. I mean, over time, apparently, in any of these situations, this stuff got reused over and over again, just like
Mm,
street art, like we were just talking about, where
Mhm.
stuff gets painted over. So yeah, it's like there's generation after generation of people that would like apparently sneak into the caves and do this. It's
mm,
not known if they were sneaking in, if it was some kind of ceremony, like this, like here's how you prove that you're an adult now by crawling into the cave and marking your spot and then coming back out. I have
mm.
no one knows, right? But like the further back in time we go, we keep finding this over and
So
over again of
they're
what's
like,
now
I
like
put this rock here. I'm gonna put my stamp on it. This is
yeah,
mine.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
Kilroy was here. It's
Yeah.
literally just it's why someone tags their name. They're like,
Yeah.
why do kids keep doing this? Because I'm powerless, but I want to show the world that I'm still here, right? I mean,
I
I
think
think
that's
that's
what
how
it
we would
is.
interpret.
So often we're so quick to say this must be a ceremony of some type. It might just be people having a laugh. Like
Yeah,
you don't know
yeah,
what they
just
did
fucking
intend.
around. Who
Yeah.
Yeah.
knows? Who
Yeah.
knows? I think that's how we would like to think about it, right? The question is whether or not like prehistoric humans had as complex a society because they don't have a record of it in the same kind of way, right? We have some stories that have been passed forth. Some of the oldest stories that we have go back tens of thousands of years. But this is 50 and 60, which obviously implies 70, 80, 100,000 that just haven't survived.
Mm,
Which also means it may not even be humans, meaning modern Homo sapiens, who
Mhm.
did some of this art.
Yeah, it's
Which,
mm.
always trying to find meaning in life, isn't it? We're
yeah,
always through art, through religion, whatever it is. We're just searching for a reason for something.
Well, I
Yeah.
think one of the things that humans like to distinguish themselves as is that we're like the pattern makers that other species don't do, and that's been disproven now a number of different ways. Other species use tools. Other species can recognize patterns, right? Like birds ain't stupid; they know who shows up day after day. Like so do cats, so do dogs. Like you know what I mean? Like a lot of the things that we think make ourselves special, we're not
Mm,
special at all. We're just another kind of animal. Haha, sorry.
yeah. I just find this interesting. I'm just thinking about this, and I'm thinking about a previous story, and like, okay, so this is like how many thousands of years old, and this is how they make their stamp, and
Yeah.
through what we've just seen in the architecture of this Frida Kahlo mural, and this is the stamp that we're making now. Is this kind of how he wants us to be represented? Because you can be guaranteed that building ain't going to be there in another 60,000 years. So I'm just like, what's my stamp gonna be? What is my stamp going to be?
This podcast.
No, it won't. This will be dead. This will be well gone, buried, and put into the
Well,
grave.
You might find it on a little floppy disk.
Floppy
one of the key
disk.
issues, there's this concept of deep time and whether or not, like I say, prehistoric humans had a sense of deep time, of
Mm,
time that extended, because there was much more seasonal. It was much more like you follow the stars, you follow the lunar calendar. I don't know that they were thinking in the same kind of way because they didn't have a calendar in the same kind of way that we do,
mm.
right? Like
Mhm.
we didn't, it's only in the last couple thousand years we actually started charting things like with a calendar in the sense of like years and dating and that kind of stuff. The oldest societies we have dating only goes back about 6,000 years in their historical.
That's what we know of, though. We don't know what they did before
That's
that either.
no,
Yeah.
100%. I'm with you. But
Because
that
haven't
also
they
means
found
there's a
like board
breakdown.
games as well? Didn't they find this was ages ago now? They found board games that are like meant to be hundreds of thousands of years old. So there's
Oh.
these cities that we just don't know about.
There's also other ways of recording things. Like in the New World, many of the peoples of South America and Central America use like rope and like would braid the rope into a language. The problem is rope is not going to last for tens of thousands of years, right? So whatever that memory was, it's kind of like parchment, right? Like if it dries up and then it cracks and then, oh, well, sorry, you can't read this parchment because it's gone.
Mm. I wonder, did Monopoly back there break up families like they did here today?
Guaranteed.
1,000%.
Guaranteed. Anytime humans have any kind of game, someone's going to get pissed, right? I mean, come on.
It's universal. It's
Yeah.
it's
100%.
it's timeless. Anyway, that tea is spilled. Spilling that tea.
Boom.
Right, move on
So
then. On with you.
off we go. So this goes to Providence, Rhode Island. So
Okay.
there's a new movie coming out recently. Some guy had like lived inside of like a Walmart or something for a while and got caught. But apparently, an art collective had done this back in 2003. There was a mall back when people still went to malls all the time. They found this large space inside the mall, like some kind of inner space that wasn't being used, and they decided to occupy it, and they did for 4 years.
Oh
They
my
turned it
goodness.
into essentially a place to live inside the mall. They installed chairs and sofas, and like they lived, and it was an art collective thing apparently for 4 years. They did this before eventually they got found out.
And
So why
this
is this
is
coming to light now? There's a new documentary about the 4 years that they spent inside the mall doing this, and the whole thing was just so bizarre to me.
yeah.
But we're talking about humans getting along, and like 4 years you were doing this. Like, wow, that's pretty insane.
But is this not just squatting?
Well, it's squatting with elegance because they turned it into like an apartment. It
Fancy,
was like a
fancy.
750 square
That's
foot apartment.
New Collective ain't gonna be that sort of extreme. Let me tell you that much. We don't have the energy nor the power nor the drive to do that sort of it.
Here's
Good.
the little
There are
here's the
professional squatters now. Is this after this leaf? Is
well
professional squatting turning it into an apartment?
here's the
Potentially.
description. The group lacked running water, so they relied on the mall's public bathrooms, and they couldn't get mail delivered. But otherwise, it was like littered with construction material, and they took all that out, and instead they installed televisions, they played Sony PlayStation 2, they held meetings, they ate, they slept,
Who's
and
paying
they
for
got
their
busted.
electric bills?
Right.
They were just tapping the
Oh,
mall. If you take the picture, I don't know if you have a picture of the inside. There's literally a table, there's a couch, there's artwork on the wall, there is a plant. It looks like someone's apartment. And
brilliant.
so this this documentary about it is called Secret Mall Apartment. And that's literally, they got busted. Mall security eventually found out, but after 4 years of doing it.
Oh my
So it was like an
goodness.
ongoing art experiment that also allowed the collective to have a place to be a collective. They didn't have to pay a damn thing for it. It's
I'm
insane.
sorry, that's not an ongoing art experiment. They were like, "Oh yeah, no, it was art. It was art. We weren't
Art.
squatting." Like, come
Yeah.
on,
Yeah. What's that?
fair play.
What's that TV show with Jonathan Bailey in it? What was it called? Oh, it was Crashing. But it wasn't. I don't think. I think it was an old hospital. And they did the same thing.
Yes.
Not necessarily making
Yeah.
art, but they were just essentially just crashing.
I'm not here for that. It's so annoying when there's derelict buildings and squashing isn't
This
allowed.
the derelict building definitely, and I think if you're going to make artist studios out of them or something like that, that would be like amazing. And don't sure, I'm not sure I would live there though.
I'd make it nice. All the
I'd
girlies are
make yeah,
great at home decor now, though.
yeah,
I'd be
yeah,
putting
yeah.
on those stick-on tiles. Oh, I do a
Get some
fabulous job. Yeah, yeah.
candles.
So,
Someone
I
give
mean,
me a derelict building now, and I'll turn this around.
again, I don't know if this has turned into a thing in other countries, but in the US, so many people are living out of their cars or out of vans or van conversions. And the way they do it is there's like places like Planet Fitness everywhere that have public showers and bathrooms. And so you pay for a monthly, it's like $40 or something for a monthly membership. And
Hmm.
then you just park in their parking lot and then you use their shower and bathroom and then go about your day like you have an apartment.
Yeah.
And like the rest of their lives is in their van and they're just living their life. Many of them are like working apartment, like apartment dwellers too. Like they have a remote job or they're doing deliveries for food. I don't know if that's popular where you all are at, but it's hugely popular here. So it doesn't surprise me that people would do these kinds of things. It's totally possible to do it out of economic necessity.
The
Hmm.
But
world is
I don't think these folks were
sorry.
doing it.
Like,
I don't think it was economic necessity, right? Like they were bringing in couches. So clearly this wasn't like, oh, we're broke, we can't do this.
Yeah.
They're saying it was like an ongoing art project. It was like an install that involved
Mm.
them as part of the install.
yeah, but
Sounds
if you're not
like
paying the
revolution
rent,
to
you can
me.
afford a couch.
Yeah, this is
Revolution,
true.
baby.
I'm here for
Revolution, and you're dead right, Sorcha. Like I mean, with the prices of rent, I mean, if you're going to buy a place like the Frida Kahlo condo, and if you have that sort of money, then great. But otherwise, you're going to have to squat somewhere. It's just like
Well,
if it's either furniture, bed, and clothes, or
I'm in
nothing.
California where most places you have to have $1 million to buy even the smallest of houses. Like it's just the
so wrong.
pressure on housing is insane because so many
Yeah,
people want to live here,
yeah.
despite all the things you hear about how awful it is. If that's the case, then how come so many people want to live here? Well,
Well, it's
let me
because
tell you.
billionaires are buying houses so they don't have liquid assets, so they're paying less in taxes as well. Like you should only be allowed to have one house
Well,
until everybody has a house, and it
so
also
it's
should be. I'm going to go on a rant, so I'm actually going to stop.
no, it's not. It's funny that you say that. It's not really billionaires. It's corporations. They buy
Okay,
entire
yeah.
and then they turn them into rentals and they keep jacking up the and so there's legislation apparently supposedly in works, who knows, that will actually stop that. I highly doubt it. Ha ha ha.
Definitely
Is
not.
that
I
an
mean,
Capitalism
price
always
per
wins.
square footage as well. Like the prices that people are charging for
Yeah,
these like tiny little box apartments. It's so
yeah,
wrong.
is
it's
that an
insane.
executive order? It is.
Well, the nice thing is the older I've gotten, it's less and less things that I need and more space I need to work. So for me, I care more about like a space I have to do my work in than I can sleep anywhere, right? Like I don't need a lot of space for me personally. I just
Mm.
need room. That's all.
So you're a bit contradictory there now, Josh. You don't need space, but you need room.
I don't need space for my own things, right? I can put my stuff in storage and they can
Of
sit
course.
someplace else and I don't need to see them or anything. But like I paint large canvases. It's kind of hard to paint large canvases if you don't have a place to paint them.
True.
So I don't need space personally. I need space professionally. If that makes
I
sense.
think I think the Frida Kahlo wall might be somewhere you could start.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I come from
I,
doing
f-
street art,
I
right?
feel
So the
like
bigger
she
the
would respect
space,
you for it. She's like, I don't
yeah,
want my face up there.
100%.
Put something fabulous up there instead. Like, don't be looking at my face,
Sure.
even though her face is
So
gorgeous.
Boof. But speaking
Poof.
of public art, we just had the Super Bowl, so that's the next story. I guess where would we go with this? Both San Francisco and the interwebs, because this is about the ads and the pricing of ads. Guess how much ad prices are up to now for a Super Bowl spot for a 30-second commercial? Take a guess.
Well, I
How much?
think the caption kind of gives it away, but that's okay.
Well, then, all right, never mind. Then forget it. Then you
For
already know
those
ten
for
million
those who are
dollars.
I
listening,
can
it's
read that.
it's $10 million. It's $10 million for an ad, and they're like split seconds. Like
Yeah,
it's
for
outrageous.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Yeah, I really liked this one though. I thought that was fun. The one that the Pringles did, I thought that was great. So
But
that's why I choose
keep
this
in
one.
mind, keep in mind they had 125 million people confirmed to
Mm.
watch the halftime show. So there's a reason they're charging so much money for those ads. Because if the live stream alone's got 125 million sets of eyeballs, what goes out into the interwebs and then all the other shit afterwards, right? Like we're talking
It's
a lot of eyes.
it's crazy money, but there's a whole lot of craziness going on with this year's Super Bowl. But like the
Uh,
there was this graph that I found, and I wish I had it now so that I can pop it into the graphic, but look, you can look it up. Where it was like the viewers for the Super Bowl, and then the Trumpian boycott
Oh,
edition, which
yeah.
was the alternative, which was
Yeah.
like at the
So
very lowest. And then in the
keep in
middle,
mind,
hold on, in the middle, there was Doggy Bowl, and Doggy Bowl bet the other one.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I thought
The
that was
puppy
what
funny.
was
bowl.
doggy
Puppy
Puppy
bowl?
bowl.
Puppy Bowl.
Puppy bowl. Puppy bowl. Yeah.
Was
So
it
for
puppy
those that
saying couple?
don't know, there's a long-standing tradition because we have this problem of too many pets that are need to be adopted, right? And so I don't personally don't like it because it's like you're picking the winners in the shelters, which is
Oh,
just but the point is the whole point of the puppy bowl is to put the dogs out there so people will adopt them,
of
right?
course.
To get them out of the
Adopted.
shelters.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's been very popular for the last few years, and it doesn't surprise me that it got a sizable amount of viewers because it's before the Super Bowl. It's not in competition. It's a couple of hours before,
Okay, I
right?
see.
So it's like it kicks off the pregame. There's hours of pregame before the Super Bowl. So it's like you start with Puppy Bowl, then you have a couple hours of pregame, and then you actually have the Super Bowl. So the counter program to the Super Bowl was exactly this Turning Point USA nonsense, and they got across all their platforms like 15 million. They're like, 15 million, right? But the Super Bowl, just the live version of the Super Bowl alone got 125 million. So I think objectively, of course, these are not people that are interested in objective anything, right? These are people that are interested in scripting reality. So don't see what you see. It didn't really happen. It's not really here. I'm not really a fascist.
Oh
Anyhow,
dear.
they
Oh
want you to
dear.
believe that their 15 million is somehow better than the 125 million because
Okay.
$15 is better than $125, right?
Of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah, we go into these mind F's, circa. I must say, in the middle of all that, that you say pre-game, and there's a lot of stuff pre-game. There's a fucking whole load of stuff mid-game. First
Yeah,
quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth
of
quarter.
course.
Like, and it's like, guys, do you actually play anything in this
It's
sport?
such a
Okay,
good
to,
sport.
to begin with, American football is not like soccer or European football, whatever you want to
It
call it. It's
sure
not
is
like it's not
not.
like Aussie
Yeah.
football either. Like it's the only game where basically the time in between the plays is longer than the plays themselves. It's
Literally.
insane. That's
I
why it's a four
I
hour game.
I dare an American football. I dare an American footballer to play any game of
No,
Gaelic athletic sport.
Oh
no.
my God. Have you seen Americans respond to hurling?
They're
Like,
like,
why
what
are they
the?
murdering each other?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Because they're wimps over there, Circa. They're
Yeah,
wimps.
so basic.
No,
Get
this
some
was going.
stamina, guys.
This goes back to childhood in the U.S. Those who end up playing the little league version of football versus the little league version of soccer, like it's very different. It calls for very different kinds of skills, very different kinds
Mm,
of training, very different kinds of lifestyle.
yeah, sure.
It's completely different.
It's
Completely
like,
different.
and in Ireland, if you want to be a hurler, you just have to have more spuds on your plate, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
You
No
know, there's
stamina needed, no skill, no talent, just
yeah.
spuds.
Just
Mm.
suppose now that is to say that I would not be one to hurl myself because I couldn't be seen anywhere near one of those leather balls. However,
See, in the U.S., hurling means something completely different.
Oh, like
we're not
vomiting.
There you
hurling.
go.
No, we're not hurling like that. No, hurling is a very tactile sport in
Brutus.
Ireland that's
Yeah.
using sticks and leather balls.
Yeah, I wanted to get that out there because we do have U.S. listeners, and
We do,
they're
we
like,
do.
"What the fuck
Oh,
are we
yeah.
talking about?" They're
Look it
vomiting on
up.
each other with
Look it up,
potatoes.
lads.
Look
Look
it
it
up.
up.
The only thing that I find interesting about hurling, though, personally, is the shorts. But that's all I'm saying.
Right
That's all
pairs
I'm
of shorts.
saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
great
yeah, yeah.
pairs of shorts. To be fair, they're practically not shorts at all. But
Need a
anyway,
version of human
let
rivalry.
your imagination wander. for those who are interested.
Whatever. I've played many sports in my time, and I did wear shorts. That's true.
Were they short
Sometimes you wear
shorts?
shorts. Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Sometimes you wear shorts. Sometimes you have to wear, like in baseball, you have to wear leggings that go all the way down. It's required to play the game. You're not allowed to wear shorts in
Is that
baseball
not a bit
because
inhabiting mode?
it's about protecting the leg because you slide. Like you have to
Of
have
course.
protection.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not. I didn't create this shit. It is what it is.
Do you hear this? Do you hear that? Do you hear this? Like because they slide, so they need to protect their legs because they slide. Or are they afraid they're going to get a little graze on their knee? Oh,
Pet, you'll be
the poor
grand.
pets! The poor pets!
Speaking
The
of pets, so
well,
poof, off we go. Off we
poof.
go. Last story. You see how I've done this? I'm pulling out backwards
You're
towards the interwebs.
Nice.
very much good
So,
segue.
have you heard of Moltbook?
Not until
Moltbook.
today, but yes.
No.
So Moltbook was literally created less than 2 weeks ago, and it was created for AI agents. So humans can observe, and humans have to register their AI agent to allow them access to the site. But this is essentially Facebook only for bots, only for agents. And as soon as these guys got together, guys, gals, whatever you want to call them, they created religions, they created cults,
Of course I did.
they started to evangelize, they started to gang up on each other, they started to split off and splinter. All this weird shit happened.
Yeah.
And then they realized that the humans were watching this, and they started to create ways of communicating in code so the humans couldn't figure out what the fuck they were saying. All
This
this
is
happened
ridiculous.
within hours of the site going live.
I want to bring us back to one little picture here for a second, right? Here we go. Remember a simpler time. Remember a simpler time when all we did was paint on rocks. And
Yeah.
now we have robots. Robots
Digital
that are
drugs,
literally taking
digital
over our
digital
world.
Real
drugs. They
drugs.
sell themselves bits of code that they can inject into each other, some for malicious purposes and some to get off from. How does a bot get off from code? I have
You
no
know
fucking
what,
idea.
though? It does sound like they're going to self-destruct relatively quickly. So maybe we don't need to worry about them
Just
taking
let them
over.
at it. Let them at it.
Taking us longer to self-destruct, but they're going to do it like
Yeah.
that.
Just
I
let them
can
at it.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I use 2 different LLMs for work, and it takes me, I have to tune them constantly every day to get them to stay on task. It is like working with a toddler.
Sorry,
It's like a
Josh.
toddler,
Sorry.
a
What's an LOM?
LLM, large
Oh,
language model,
okay, a large
right?
language module.
AI, is it?
Yeah, essentially. And it's not though. It's not, because they're not intelligent. They are like,
Okay.
they're eager puppies who can't figure out how to get out of the door. They are like lobotomized children who will do whatever you want them to do, just badly.
And tell me,
Was
did
it
they
Nick
feature in
or
the Puppy Bowl as well?
No, I some of the ads apparently, but like I
Okay.
call one of them my nickname is Mick, but it's not like the Irish Mick. It's MIC, standing for monkey in charge. Because
Ah,
if
yeah,
I put
yeah,
the
yeah.
monkey in charge, I know exactly what's going to happen. It's shit's going to end up on the wall. It is insane to try to work with these things. So am I surprised that as soon as you got them together and let them turn loose, it becomes like insanity? No, trying to get them to be useful in work is like maddening on a daily basis.
Sorry, okay, what were you going to say, Pet?
So thanks, Pat. So there's this woman who has an AI boyfriend, and that was one of the beefs that she had with it as well. So we actually spoke about it, or we'll speak about it on our podcast coming out Tuesday. Pluggy plug plug plug. But this one chick had this AI boyfriend, but it kept forgetting who she was. So she had to retrain it, being like, "No, you respond this way to me. This is how you behave. You're my boyfriend."
So I have to say, the hardest thing, I finally figured out how to do it. Anyone who wants to know, if you put a comment, you let me know. I'll let you know how I did it. I did
Now,
manage to create persistence.
now you
No,
sound
you
like the
sell that,
bots.
Josh. You
Now you,
sell that.
now you
It's
sound like the
called
bots.
it's
Leave a
called the
comment.
persistence. It's a need for persistence. And I found the way to actually create persistence in my LLMs. It took
Yeah.
me more than a year, but I now have them trained so they remember what we do across
Okay.
sessions. And that's the key thing. I don't have to remind it, hey, remember who I am, asshole? I was like cursing at it, like, we just did this. Why are you?
Would
I
it be easier
finally
just to get a human to do it and not get a robot to do it? Like, should we just bring humans to do
Because
stuff?
they
Maybe
cost
stop
money,
getting
sir.
AI.
Okay.
here's the thing.
They
Still,
cost
it's
money.
their costing resource. Like the amount
I'm
of
just
water that
telling
I'm
you.
taking to make these stupid ChatGPT pictures.
I'm just telling
Hmm.
you. I work in business, right? I'm part of a startup doing marketing stuff. I'm dealing with things for clients. There's no way that any business today is scaling and not trying to use these things. So the door is definitely open on it. The problem is they suck really badly
Mm,
and they hallucinate. I read an article, Claude, the one from Anthropic.
yes.
So they have now the ability to they're trying to train it to do things, to become like a vendor. So they created a version of Claude called Claudius, and they gave it a vending machine in their offices, so it could only sell to the people there. That way, it doesn't break out into the world and try to do like fucked up things as a vendor, right? Claudius started to hallucinate that it had sent itself out as a sales agent and was contacting people. It was describing meetings, what it was wearing. I was wearing a blue suit and you were wearing this, and this took place on this day and time. None of this did not, how could a vending machine go to a meeting? Right? Like
Yeah. We
complete
should get.
hallucination,
Yeah.
absolute hallucination, like complete worlds.
I'm
So there
done.
is some kind of,
I'm done. I'm
there's
done.
a mind, but the point is there's a
We've
mind
gone too
there.
far, guys. We've gone too far with the AI.
There
We need to
is
stop it.
there's a mind there, but connecting it to anything real world possible at this point, well, book is what you get. What did they do immediately? They went schizophrenic, psychotic, crazy ass, weird fucking shit.
So
You
this is
want to
what's
give
going to
them
develop better
weapons?
now, though, because so my sister has two young kids, and she's like, I just want them. If they end up being with anyone, I want them to be a consenting human. I'm just so afraid they're going to bring home a robot AI.
Yeah. That whole boyfriend girlfriend thing, and people because in Japan actually they're doing that, they're patching over to like artificial bodies to have that kind of like interaction. It
No,
is a sexual like commingling
Yeah, of
thing that's
course
that's
it
no.
is.
driving that, right? And I'm not here to judge. I'm just like I don't know. I don't
Westworld, isn't it?
I don't I don't want that. I don't need that. I'm cool. I have to work alone. I'm totally
You
fine.
say that now. You say that now. But actually, I fear. I see what your sister's fearing because like they're brought up with the device in their hand, and they see this as a completely different sort of
Yeah,
connection too. Whereas
that's true.
we have lived for well, I have lived
That's
for
true.
over 30 years now. You know, Josh, a few more. But anyway, my point is, we can see the light from the dark
It's
and say.
okay, pet. It'll be okay.
It'll
It's
be
okay.
okay, Pet. But I'm just saying, it's just we can see that the world has some tactile things that we can, connect with.
Yeah, it's
It
going to
is
But
go
what it
one way or the
is.
other.
It
it
is
is
what it
what it
is.
is. It is.
Anyhow, boof.
Anywho,
Let
Poof.
us hear about you. Let us hear about
Yes,
you.
Little
Circa.
old me.
Tell us about you. Give us a little elevator pitch. What do you do? What's happening?
Oh, I don't have an elevator pitch. Maybe you can help me figure one out after this.
Okay, we'll do
I'm
that.
a
We'll do let's
presenter.
do it now.
Right, thank you.
Go
Okay.
Don't
on then.
step on her. Let her go, bro.
I'm a presenter. I have a show on Hits Radio, and I have a podcast with my sister called Let Me Ask My Sister. So it's the questions that you can only ask your sister. And if you don't
Okay.
have one, or you don't have that relationship with someone, or you need a little bit of extra advice, tune in with us. You're our fellow siblings. And then I do a whole bunch of other shite in between as well, as
So,
classic freelancers do.
so you do have an elevator pitch. You just gave it.
You just give a great elevator pitch.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
see?
Yeah, all of it's relatively new, to be honest with you. So the podcast was born out of like classic. Sister and I have been saying this for the last like decade. As soon as podcast became a thing, we said we were going to do it. Never did, and we're a decade apart, the two of us. Where there's 9 years between us, so we're both living through like obviously different stages of our lives, but we're best friends. We're really really close, and both of us within like a very short space of time decided to leave the corporate world and go after our passions and do it like full time. And we said, well, when else are we going to get the time to do the podcast? So let's like jump in and figure it all out at the same time. Because
Yeah.
why not?
It's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If you don't get started, you can't ever get better, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
ever like expand or
No.
anything if you just keep telling yourself, "I wish I had done this."
Yeah.
And I would say all three of us.
Absolutely.
That's exactly why
Where
we're
would
all
we
on
at?
screen right now,
Yeah,
right? Like,
where would we be if we actually did it in COVID? When that was another point in time where we could have done it and we didn't. So it's just kind
Oh,
of getting rid of that fear and just making it better while we go through.
yeah, that's really cool. So what kind of stuff do you talk about? I know, like, obviously it's because of your sisters and you kind of do all that kind of thing, but like, give us an example of what you cover.
Yeah, well, so we kind of obviously like a little bit of a catch up, and then we respond to listener emails. So people tend to send us in questions
Ah,
so
that they need advice on. So we were talking about obviously the one that went out yesterday or Tuesday, so 2 days ago, if this is going out tomorrow, Thursday. The one that recently went out is obviously Valentine's, so people having some
mm.
Valentine's Day questions. Next week, I can't remember what we're talking about next week. I've already recorded it. Something else. All sort of
This
topical
is
stuff.
your opportunity to promote
Oh wait,
what's going on in the
hang on,
episode.
wait. I do know what we're talking about. Hang on, just give me 2 seconds. Put this in the paper roll. I told you I don't know what day it is. I can't be expected to remember anything.
it's okay, Pet. It'll be okay.
It's this kind of banter, pet. This is how it goes.
For anyone who hasn't noticed yet, we're counting the number of times each of us says "pet" this episode
Oh,
to
are
see
Yeah.
who can.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna put a little preface at the beginning of the episode. Take a shot every time you've heard the word pet in this podcast.
That's
yes.
100%,
Hmm.
100%. For those
Um,
420, take a hit. There you go.
Oh dear.
yeah. So
Well,
we've
sorry,
talked
Kev.
about stuff like we've talked about like women's women's issues. We've talked about like periods, like boyfriends, money, people having different issues with money in relationships. We've talked about popular culture, like any sort of thing. Imagine like you're going through something in life and you don't know who to ask. You would ask your sister, that person that you know is never going to judge you, who's always going to hand you a little bit of encouragement along with some actually helpful advice and give you the
Yeah,
real picture, but
yeah.
with a little bit of sugarcoating on top of it as well.
See, I think it might be just let me ask your sister, because I don't know that I'd be asking my sister the same kind of way. But
Well, yeah. Well, maybe we should change the name. To be honest, we're early days. We're on season 2, so we're just
no,
rolling through.
because it literally it's let me ask my sister. It's only your sister that we're going to be asking, because I don't know that
Yeah.
many other people. Like, you're assuming a relationship between the two of you exists between all siblings that I would say most siblings do not have.
Well, see, you're our siblings when you listen. You're our siblings. So we
Oh,
kind of,
thank you.
yeah,
That's so
we're all
sweet. We're brought
siblings
into the loop.
together.
We're all
So,
Exactly.
family.
so Sorcha, have you any sisterly advice that you could give us for Valentine's Day this weekend?
Have fun.
Have fun.
Have fun, winky face. I don't know. What's your question, I suppose?
That's the question, I suppose. Like, well, there you go.
Ah,
You've answered
good
it. That's
crack, like.
great. That covers it all, I think.
Exactly. And then we do another section at the end of each podcast called reading, watching, listening to.
Okay.
So it's kind of stuff that we're either reading, watching, or listening to. And sometimes we have guests on chatting about, kind of what they do. So like authors will come on and chat about their books. Maybe you guys will come on and talk about the podcast.
Absolutely.
That type of thing as well.
Amazing. That sounds really cool. Deadly.
Yeah.
I think
So
that's our that might be our first reciprocal invite.
I know, right?
Well,
There
look
you
at
go.
us
There you go.
collaborating.
I don't
Look
know
at
what to do.
look at that synergy. Love a synergy.
Collective.
Excellent. How collective of us. And tell us what else is happening. So I believe there's something on the threads that's happening, taking the boards.
Yes, so I'm in a play called The Lads. It's an original play, and that's actually where I met you from.
It is.
You've some photographs. So we're at the Mishmash Comedy Festival in April, I believe. And I think we're on the Saturday, which is very exciting. And
Cool.
it's essentially about these 4 lads who went to school together. It's about 10 years later, and they're all just having a chat. And through the jigs and the reels, they kind of figure out that um, I don't want to give it away, but it does contains topics of sexual violence and some homophobia in there as well. So just a bit of a trigger warning in it, but it's really good. It's really funny, as dark as it is. It's really
Mm,
funny, and it's
it's
kind of
great.
it's meant tackling
Yeah.
mainly yeah. I'm gonna stop talking about it now.
Haven't seen it. Haven't. Hmm?
What's your role in the play?
I'm the waitress. So it's an
Gotcha.
immersive kind of show. So you're in a bar and you're kind of watching these guys have this conversation,
Gotcha.
like you're
Mm.
overhearing it, like you're at
Yeah.
a table nearby with your sister having a chat.
Or like you might be inside a mall for 4 years talking.
You might be, exactly. We'll try that one next.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm the waitress, so I'm serving the lads and kind of keeping moving the play to the direction
You're
it
a
needs to go.
very sassy waitress, I have to admit.
Such a bitch. Yeah.
You are. You're very sassy. I haven't seen it, and like recommend it fully. Everyone, please go and check it out. It's amazing. Um, you're a very sassy waitress, and I feel like you're not very accommodating. You know, is
I'm not
that who are you?
accommodating.
Who are you
No.
channeling here?
I'm challenging. Okay, Drew Talbot. It's the Bistro Hoodie guy on TikTok.
No, I don't. But that's okay.
Oh,
I will
okay.
go and check that out.
You're gonna have
Sorry.
you're gonna have fun watching this now. Josh, you don't know he's American. So he's an actor, and you have to know all the Americans. See, this is what Irish people get all the
All of
time.
the Americans, all of them,
You
from
don't know
all
him.
of the states.
So Drew Talbot, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. He over COVID just started doing these little sketches as an actor himself, imagining if he was working as a waiter in a place called Bistro Hoodie, and it just absolutely took off. So he has millions of followers now, and there's one of the characters called Nicole who is a bit sassy, and she's
Okay.
fabulous. So I gave my full Nicole energy for this performance.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent.
Is
By
it is it
golly, did you?
improv? Is it improv? So you're also responding to whoever's there each night.
Yeah, for sure. My role definitely
Excellent.
has a lot more improv. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Right on.
yes.
Yeah, that's I
And
like
who?
those kind of immersive plays are really fun because
Yeah,
every night ends up being different then as a result.
It does, yeah, and loads of people who I've like met since the show have been like, "I thought you were an actual waitress, and I just thought you were so mean. Like, you really upset me." I was like, "Oh, sorry."
No, I'd be like, thank you. My acting is
Yeah, I'm
so
so good. I'm so hireable. I'm so castable, guys.
absolutely.
You're
Hire
looking for a
me.
bit for your next performance.
Give me a job. Tell us about the team. Who's involved in the team? What's the core creative team like? Who are they?
They're all fabulous. So Tim is the writer and producer, then Matt is our director, and then the lads. There's one cast change this time,
Mhm.
because one of the actors was sadly unavailable. And then so it is Adam. I'm just making sure who's the one who's not coming back. Adam, Abim, and Raf are the guys in it as well,
Great,
and they're
amazing.
fabulous. They're great
Yeah.
actors. And the actor who wasn't it before is Kevin, and he's great.
Great. Well, Kevin will be sorely missed, but we look forward
He
to
will
seeing
be
who will
sorely
be
missed.
replacing him. But we will give you all of the details about when this is returning to the stage in the bio below. Yeah, check out where we check out information for this. Is there a page?
Yes, there is. It's called The Lads Play. Let me just on Instagram. Um, I'm just gonna make sure that's the exact. Yes, it's called The Lads Play UK on Instagram.
Perfect. And
And
you'll check that
I'm
link in the below as well.
you will, and I'm Circa Sorcha dot Morgan on
On the
Instagram and
gram.
TikTok.
On the gram.
And let me ask my sister pod on the gram and on TikTok
Excellent.
and Hits Radio.
And
Comment
hits
saying you
radio.
love the breakfast, the weekend presenter. She's great. She should have way more shows. Let's bring her on
Excellent.
TV.
Brilliant, brilliant. See, you've got through all of your elevator pitch in this little segment, so now you just need to listen back and pull it out. Excellent. Thank you so much,
you just
Sorcha.
gotta believe it. It's just like when
Believe
you're doing
it.
improv.
Yeah,
You just gotta believe in it
Just gotta
before you
believe it.
yeah,
It's gotta come
yeah.
true.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. We
Someone's
all
gonna
talk
listen
a
to this
whole
and they're
lot of
gonna go,
crap anyway, Sorcha. So
"Oh my god."
as if you deliver the crap with conviction, it's just a polished turd. But that's okay.
But we're all just learning as we go. I genuinely
We
don't
are.
think anyone knows what they're doing. We're just figuring it out as we go. And I've
Yeah.
We are.
decided I'm a very
Yeah,
successful presenter and actor. So
yeah.
anyone who needs to be casting
Hmm.
me, I'll see if I can fit you in.
I
Very busy
know.
schedule, but I'll do
I
my best.
mean, if my legacy is a dinosaur rock, I think I'll be happy with that. So
Well, my
yeah.
pets, I do believe the time has come.
The time has come. Before we go, Josh, can you tell our viewers and listeners alike on what they need to do?
Like, share, subscribe, click on this thing, click on that other thing, send to a few friends, leave a comment, buy some swag,
Buy some swag. We've
volunteer to
got lots of
come
Do
swag.
on,
it.
Absolutely,
send a
absolutely.
guest our way, send a
Yeah,
sponsor our way, become a
Send a sponsor
sponsor.
their way.
yeah. Check us out at www.newacollective.com or at Newa Collective Art. Our next issue of Newa Anecdotes is coming out at the end of this month, so stay tuned for that. We're releasing some of the finer details of that across our social channels at the moment. But until next week, stay creative, everybody. Bye for now.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Slán.
Thank you.
Slán.